In this video, I'll be talking about motivation, the spark that pushes you to achieve your goals. I'll share 5 techniques that you can use to lean the scale in your favor and increase your motivation. Hey guys, this is Janis from Driven by a Goal, helping you to achieve your goals. On this channel, I teach freelancers how to become more confident, driven and productive so you can advance your freelancing career and business. If this is your first time on a channel, I would like you to do one thing. Leave a comment below with what do you do as a freelancer and just say hi to the community. Okay, now let me show you how you can change your overall approach and attitude towards life and business with a few tried and tested techniques and ultimately enjoy the benefits that life can give you. Now, let me ask you a few questions. Do you often suffer from one of those days? You know, those days when you can't put yourself together to get any work done and can't get any motivation at all? You feel bad, irritated and disappointed in yourself just because of all the things that you keep putting off. Well, if you're suffering from a lack of motivation, then you probably have had quite a few of those days. Motivation comes from the word motive, which means an impulse that causes a person to act. It is a process of inspiring people to take action to achieve their goals. Lack of motivation is a problem that many freelancers face. Without being motivated, despite all the expertise in the world, you won't be able to reach your full potential. You'll find even the smallest and easiest tasks to be difficult and mind-numbing. And ultimately, you'll start to procrastinate or spoil your success in other ways. On the other hand, if we have motivation, we can work longer and more persistently than usual. As freelancers, we often need that small spark of motivation to get us going. If you want to get things done and triumph over endless depression, then the capacity to motivate yourself is compulsory. Many different theories have been used to try to explain motivation throughout the years, but intrinsic and extrinsic motivation has remained relevant, as it takes into account that human beings are rational creatures. Intrinsic motivation is the self-desire for one to seek newer challenges in order to gain knowledge and from there advance in one's fulfillment in life. This sort of motivation is driven by one's interest and enjoyment in the task, without the desire for external reward, such as monetary gains. To further illustrate this theory, let's take a look at Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. His talent combined with his hard work at composing was a result of his intrinsic motivation to create music. At just tender age of 3, Mozart would often watch in keen yearning as his sister had keyboard lessons with their father, and at the age of 5 he had already created his first musical composition. He even taught himself the violin on his own initiative and worked long and hard hours to complete his compositions. All these are evidence of his passion for music without any form of external rewards. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation arises from the performance of the main task for the sake of acquiring another desired outcome. A common understanding is that extrinsic motivation results in an outcome that is otherwise not possible without reward in the place. The fear of punishment or threat can also be viewed as a sufficient reason to motivate one's actions when it comes to extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivations sees one being rewarded greatly for a particular activity. For instance, children at school are often subject to extrinsic motivations in the form of gifts from their parents when it comes to performing well in examinations. A similar motivation could perhaps be a threat of getting punished should the child not excel in the similar tests. Although it may seem negative, extrinsic motivations are detrimental to people. Research has shown that the threat of punishment increases one's intrinsic interest in particular activity, and thus may serve as a double-edged sword, especially when it comes to the parenting. So we looked at what motivation is and where it is coming from. So now it is time to go into the 5 techniques on how to get and stay motivated. The big idea number 1, set yourself a goal. Now, in one of my previous videos, I went very much into detail and explained how to set a SMART goals to make sure that your goal is specific, it's measurable and it's time bound. In this video, the idea is a little bit different and we won't go that much in detail, but we'll have a look from a bigger perspective to see how the goal can contribute to your motivation, which is the idea behind this video. If you think about it, if you don't have a goal to strive for, then your everyday tasks and everyday activities pretty much are not achieving anything. It only short-term gain, like a monetary reward or something like that, and that is pretty much it. And after a little while, it becomes very boring and very repetitive. Instead, when you do have a goal to reach for, then you can treat every single of your tasks as a stepping stone to achieve that goal. So if you don't have a goal, then I strongly encourage you to set the goal for yourself and treat every task as a stepping stone to achieve that goal. And if you want to find out more about how to set a SMART goals, then go back and find that video about goal setting, where you'll find a step-by-step process where we walk through to make sure that you have a SMART goals. The big idea number 2, get around the people that inspire you. Now, you probably know that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend most of the time with. So you have to make sure that you choose those people very, very carefully, because you don't want to be around the people or spend most of your time with the people who has got different interests. For example, if you have a close friend that wants to party every Friday, Saturday night and just chill out during the working days after work has been done, and you are the one who is trying to strive and trying to set the big goals for yourself and achieve them, then those people are probably not the best company for you. And all it's gonna do, those people will drag you back and will stop you to achieve your goals. So you have to make sure that you stay around with the people who have a similar interests and who are inspiring you to do more and to give more. Now, another thing that you can do is you can join the communities. Starting from personal communities, things like meetup.com, where you go online, you find a meetup group in your location. There is pretty much all over the world, and there is pretty much meetup groups for anything you can imagine. And if there is not one, you can create one for yourself and try to meet the people that has a similar interest. I have been using meetup.com for a few things when I was more involved in game development and also in personal development. I've been going out and meeting people, and it's really, really great way how to stay around with the people who has a similar interest. Same goes about the seminars and conferences. Those are the places where people go to learn more, and those conferences are usually very, very inspirational. So you want to watch out for when the local conferences are going on and attend them. And the last thing, of course, is online communities. You can join the online communities as well and become part of the movement. The big idea number 3, breaking things down. Now, this is one of the techniques that I've been practicing lately quite often, and it seems to be working very, very well. What it basically means is when I'm faced with a task or job that I have to do, and if I feel that it's too big for me to manage, then I always break it down in smaller pieces so I can approach it in a more consumable way. For an instance, let's say if I have to read a book, if I set myself a goal to read a book every day, and I have to read 20 pages, and I normally do it after I come back from the gym. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming when I know the other things that I have to do, so I might be tending to procrastinate or put it off and say, oh, I'm tired, I don't have the time, and so forth. So the idea with the breaking things down is to minimize your task and say, okay, I was planning to read, it looks like I'm really tired. What I'm gonna do, instead of reading 20 pages, I'm gonna read 2 pages. Or it doesn't matter how small you go, if you still think about 2 pages and you go, oh, that feels a lot as well, then do less. Say, I'm gonna open the book and I'm gonna read 2 sentences. An idea is not to get yourself to read 2 sentences, because what is gonna happen when you're gonna go sit down, open the book and read sentences, you're gonna carry on reading. And that's always happening with me when I have to approach my things. You know, once I get in that position, then I'm okay to carry on. There's also a good saying about going for a run. You know, hardest part about going for a run is putting your shoes on. Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to willpower. How much willpower or how much motivation do you have to start a task? And if the required motivation is that much and you only have that much, then you won't be able to start the task. You will procrastinate, you'll come up with excuses and so forth. So when I was looking at the book and I said, I'm gonna read 20 pages and my motivation is here. But if I say I'm gonna read 2 pages or I'm gonna read 2 sentences, it's only that much motivation I need to start. So then I can approach it, I can do it, and get myself in the position. And of course, what I know is that I'm not gonna stop after 2 sentences or 2 pages. I'm gonna carry on and I'm gonna get my task accomplished. The big idea number 4, be responsible about your life. Now, if you live the life where you feel like everything is happening to you, when you're a victim of the life and all the things and external forces are affecting you, then you cannot be very motivated. Because I mean, I wouldn't be as well if I would feel that everything is happening to me, not for me. So you have to change the way you organize your day. And let me illustrate that with a little example. Let's say if up to now you've been always planning your day and managing your day as follows. For example, you know you got to take a particular action or activity or do the job at, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning. That's the time when you got to start. And then you plan your day around that activity. Let's say you think, okay, I need to have a breakfast, I need to have a shower, so I'm gonna get up at, let's say, 7 o'clock. And from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock, that's gonna give me enough time to have my breakfast, to take a shower and to get ready. And then you're gonna go on to that task. I mean, in this case, you're attaching your daily plan to one specific task. And how can you be motivated if that's how you plan the day? Instead, what you should be doing, every single task that you do should be a stepping stone for your goals, for the things that you want to achieve, for your vision. And if you organize your day that way, then you won't find yourself as being a victim, and you won't find yourself that there are a lot of things happening to you in your life. So you should wake up early, you should do the things for yourself, and then you should treat other tasks as a part of the life, because there's also always going to be the things that you need to get done. Another great thing about the mornings, and as I'm the morning person, what I like about the mornings is in the morning you have most willpower, most energy and most focus, so you can get the things done. So why not get up early and work on your own goals, on your own vision? And then when you run out of that time, when you know, okay, now it's time to go on other activities, then you have already used your most productive time for yourself, not for any other client job or anything else. The big idea number 5, exercise. I mean, when I'm talking about exercise, I don't want people to think that it's only meant to build a big muscle or to lose fat, because it's far from that. Yes, you can do that, but there is so much more benefits that you can get from exercise that they should be attributed as well. For example, if you exercise daily, and it has been proven by researchers that it releases the stress and anxiety, it improves your sleep, your well-being, your bloodstream, and you become happier, more motivated, more focused, and so forth. And another thing is that you don't need any specific equipment to exercise. You know, it's not only the gym where you can exercise, you can do it at home, you can go for a run, you can do yoga, you can do stretching exercises, and you can do strengthening exercises without any weight required. So I don't see a reason why you should not exercise. And if you feel that you don't have a time to exercise, then, well, here's the thing. You can exercise for 5 minutes. You don't have 5 minutes, exercise for 2 minutes. But the thing is to do something, because something is always better than nothing. Remember that there is gonna be ups and downs with your motivation, and not every day you're gonna have that drive inside that will take you through your day as a motivated person. and on those days you're gonna have to work on your motivation to get through, and I hope on those days you're gonna find these tips very useful. My question of today is, how do you deal with those days when you feel that you don't have any motivation? Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you're a freelancer and if you want to know more about how to become more confident, driven and productive to advance your freelancing career and business, then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. This was me, Janis from Driven by Goal, helping you to achieve your goals, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Lack of motivation is one of the biggest issues. Well, if you're struggling with a lack of motivation.
A few moments later.
Okay, now let me show you how you can change your overall approach and technique. GoPro, stop recording. In this video, I'll be talking about motivation, the spark. GoPro, stop recording.